Okay guys, so we've just went through some of the basics of After Effects. Haven't really did anything special yet, huh? Let's take a look at some of the presets that we can apply to text. First thing I'm going to do is select my Welcome to Glen A text layer, and I'm going to go up to Animation and choose Browse Presets. In a second, you're going to see that Adobe Bridge launches. And if you're new to Photoshop, Adobe Bridge is actually pretty cool. It allows you to see all of your images nice and pretty in these thumbnail views. What's great about activating the animation browse presets is that now we can get inside of After Effects and browse some of the presets. Some of the presets are great because you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is find the one you like and double click it. It couldn't be that easier. So what I want to do is go to the text folder. Be careful because if you open up Bridge and you don't see the After Effects presets, you may have to go back in and do it once again. Animation, Browse Presets. Hopefully that second time should shift it and bring you back to this main beginning point. For the text, I'm going to double click the text folder and take a look at that. I have all these subfolders. Typically, if you want something to come in, you choose something to animate in. If you want it to fly off screen or to go out, then you choose something that animates out. There's also some blurs. Let's take a look at some blurs. There's the bullet train. You can see that this would probably be something that animates in. Let's take a look at evaporate. Okay, evaporate would be something that you probably want to add to animate out. So you can kind of see when it fades in, it's something that you can use at the beginning. If it fades out, then typically that's something you want to use at the ending. I like this foggy for my opening. So before I apply it, I'm going to go back to After Effects, make sure that layer is selected, and then inside of Bridge, I'll simply double click to apply that effect. A couple of things are going to happen. We can see that the text layer just disappears. Well, that's because it's an effect that animates in. If you hit your space bar, you'll see that the effect takes a while to generate, and in a second we can see that our text begins to animate in. That's all I'm looking for you guys to do in this basic project for me, just to get our feet wet. And you can see a couple of things are happening. The text is being generated, and that down here I'm getting my green render bar, which is saying that, hey, this is the process, and there we have it. I'll hit my space bar to stop. I'm going to close down the paragraph panel to make more room to see my timeline. And After Effects is so tricky because you can get really bunched up down here and all these panels and stuff like that. So a lot of times you may find yourself adjusting stuff a lot, maybe closing down panels that you don't need. I don't need these two panels, so I'll close them. You can see it's giving me more room for my character panel. You can also grab the sides and expand so that you can have more of your composition window viewing. But a lot of times you're always going to be adjusting these panels to get more room down here or make more room up here. What I'll do is I'll simply deselect, and I want to set my play range. So I'm going to hit the letter N as in Nancy. Take a look at what happened. I now set this play range from here to here. I'll hit my space bar to kind of see this in full time. Perfect. Looking good. The text is looking choppy. Don't worry about that. When you render, you're going to get a nice full quality. Perfect. That's all I'm looking for, you guys, for this exercise. I'll go ahead and stop it. Control S to save. And again, if we take a look at the pictures that you guys have remaining, it looks like you have several pictures where you're going to add text to them. Based on the picture, here's ASB. So you would put ASB building or something. Here's another image you guys will work with, cafeteria, and here's one you can promote the club rush. And here's another one that you guys can add for the grease. So work with these remaining 4 images probably tomorrow. You can work with these as your warm-up. This is going to solidify your workflow, you guys, get you really up to speed. But the last thing to know is, how do I export this now that I'm done? And this is the most important part probably. How do I get it to the client? I've done all this. If the client can't get it and play it, it's useless. So delivery becomes so important. So what we need to do is export slide 1 using the render queue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select slide 1 for my project panel. This contains all of my attributes. I'll go up to composition and add to the render queue. What happens is now it's brought that composition into the render queue. And you can see down here there's a lot of stuff going on, and oh my god, what's happening down here? And if you're new to After Effects, then if you don't understand this, you're going to be in a lot of problems. But all you have to do is make sure that you click the best settings name, and this opens up the render settings. I just want to take a look and make sure that the size is correct. Remember, we're always conscious of this. Perfect, that looks good. I'll close this up. Next, I'm going to click the output module that says lossless. And that opens up another dialog box. Here's where I can get down and dirty. If I was working with logos, then I would want to shift this to RGB and alpha so that I don't have a background. Since I do have a background, I'll keep it at RGB. I also would want to be conscious of audio. If I added some audio, this is where I would trigger the audio output. If I don't do this and I render the movie, no audio will be played. So this is very important. Some of you guys are going to make your projects, you're going to export them, and you're going to wonder, where is there no audio? Oh my god, what's happening? Be sure to refer to this video, okay? Since I don't have any audio, I'll leave it unchecked. But again, here's another place I can choose to resize this document. Right now I'm always conscious of this 1440 1080. So I'll simply deselect that. And I'll click OK. Last but not least, I need to say, hey, where do you want to save the movie to? I'll click the not yet specified name, and I can now save this movie wherever I like. I'm going to save it inside of my After Effects folder along with my saved project. Perfect. I'll click save. Everything is set up perfecto. All I need to do is click the render queue button or simply hit enter. So I'll hit enter and it goes through its algorithms of creating the movie. You can also see the process down here at the bottom, the little render orange bar going through the process. It tells me the elapsed time that it's taking and roughly an estimation of how long it's going to take. When it's done, the movie will be created. You'll say, Mr. Williams, I have an animation project to add to my folder. I'll quickly run over to you and give you the flash drive so that we can save that and get it up and post it to the video bulletin. When it's all said and done, you'll hear a lovely charm that says ching. Right now I have my sound turned down so I didn't get to hear it, but the movie is done. To verify that, I'll simply close this up or minimize After Effects. I'll minimize Bridge, and I'll take a look at my folder. And take a look at that, you guys. There's the movie. It's an MOV file. If we select it, for you guys, you're working on Windows, you probably can double click it. For me, I can select it and hit my space bar and take a look at my animation. Something's going on with the A. Okay, they cleaned up, but something was going on with the A, huh? Like it was still blurry or something after the animation. Okay, now it looks like it's working okay. But you see how cool that is, you guys, to make this simple animation? There's hundreds of presets that you guys can use. So go ahead and have some fun with the next images. When you guys are done, you're going to turn all these into me inside of a folder with your name on it called Basic Animations. If you have any questions, you guys, you can watch this tutorial as many times as you want. Hopefully this will help. Thanks for watching.